Yo guys, how's it going? Otaku Ops here. So I know that I haven't posted a lot on this channel lately. I've been busy with other projects, unfortunately. I did want to start a gaming channel this year, but things have just kind of popped up and I wasn't able to do any of it. But some big projects have been finally completed, and now I can focus more on this, which I really want to. I mean, it's not like I don't want to do it. There's a couple of things couple of projects which I'm gonna start pretty soon. One of them is actually this thing here. So I know that many people are gonna say, "Sweet, it's a mini Nintendo! Yay, we're gonna see some good old nostalgia." Uh, what you have to understand about this thing is that this is not the official one. This is some kind of weird hack, which I bought from Singapore, and I thought, buying from Singapore would be fine. But yeah, this thing has a lot of hacks on it, and I just saw a little bit of it because there's a lot of games on this thing, and for example, the titles can be Super Mario Brothers version A, Super Mario Bros. Like version B, etc., etc., etc. And obviously these have never seen the light of day, so these are just some kind of hacks, some mods, etc. So I don't know most of the material on this. There are some good games on this one. There is, for example, like the Street Fighter, um, 20 something. I forgot the exact number, 20 exact year, but that's actually a very good game. A very hard game, but very good game. So yeah, occasionally you have some good stuff, but overall this is just a bunch of hacks and mods, which is very strange that Singapore was able to even sell it. And actually the online store I bought this from does not exist anymore. So surprise, surprise. Anyway, so that's one project. And the other thing that recently I've been going through just as a personal challenge. So I think in the early 90s, Koei, the Japanese company Koei, was making a lot of turn-by-turn strategic like military games. They are very famous for example, Genghis Khan, the Clan of the Grey Wolf, right? That was the second one. Or Romance of Three Kingdoms, of course. Everybody knows that series since they made way too many of those. I still think the second one is the best of them all, even though, sure, it's quite primitive by today's standards, but in terms of like tactics, etc., maybe it is one of the best. I don't know. I didn't like the later ones too much. Way too easy, in my opinion, in a way. Or on the other hand, it became too much complex, because it became basically real-time strategy, which is a completely different ballpark from time-based turn-based strategy. Anyway, in the 90s, they made a game called L'Empereur, which is, of course, based on the Napoleonic Wars. And in the game, there are four scenarios you can play. The first one is basically, you're just a commander. The second one, you're commander in chief, so you have a bit more flexibility, but not that much still. You have the option to go to Egypt, I think, at one point, which you might do. I don't know, it depends on your choice. The third one is first console, which gives you a fair amount of power. You can move around the map freely, and yeah. And finally, the Emperor, where you have the relatives of Napoleon, for example, Joseph and Eugene, Louis, they they can be put in charge of other cities. So now you're not just controlling Napoleon, but you also can control these other cities, which is much better than letting the AI control them. So, but these four scenarios essentially they're all winnable. I mean, they can be tough in some cases, but they are winnable for sure. And I beat it many, many times. But what a lot of people don't know is that there is a fifth kind of hidden scenario in the game, which is only unlocked if you let Napoleon be defeated as an emperor. I'm not sure if it works as a first consul or as commander-in-chief. So I think you have to be emperor and then be defeated. The easy way to do that is, just as I show it here in the screenshot, is basically to disband the entire army. So you have 0 soldiers, everybody goes to the reserves. Reserves don't fight automatically. So even if the enemy sends just 1 soldier against your 0, it's an automatic win. And then Napoleon, just like in real history, gets exiled to the island of Elba, but he returns, he escapes. I mean, I'm not sure it was the right word there, but anyway, he returns to France as emperor. And so that's the 5th scenario. That's the secret 5th scenario that unlocks. And it's a very difficult scenario indeed. France is on its knees. Resources are low. The morale of the troops is low. The training is low. Everything is bad. But yeah, there is a huge army from England in Amsterdam, which usually attacks you on the first turn. Okay. And of course, there are other armies from Spain, which are pretty strong. From Austria, there's Austria in Milan, which endangers your, southern areas, etc. So it's a very hard scenario, but I finally did manage to beat it. In game time, it took 16 years. So in 16 years, I beat it. It sucks because after a while, some generals start to die of old age, and it becomes hard to replenish them. So there is a bit of a time limit there because, if you wait too long, too many of the generals will die, and you just don't have enough of them to then occupy each city. There is a bit of math you can do as well. For example, how many cities do I need to invade per year, let's say, in order to conquer the map? So yeah, it's a math question. I think if you look at it in terms of a chess game, I think L'Empereur is probably the best chess game, like, I think ever, close ever. It's you need to think ahead and plan ahead and make sure that you plan ahead within a certain time limit, etc. So yeah, very tough, but I did beat it. And so I do want to make a guide on it because maybe other people want to try as well. Maybe other people have tried and failed, and so now they're looking for some walkthrough. Personally, I haven't seen many on the internet, so I don't know. Maybe I'm one of the few that did it, but I do want to do that as well. So that's going to come out soonish. I still have to record it. But yeah, I did it. It's an amazing achievement because I honestly thought that there's no way to beat it. But it's very good challenge, KOEI. I have to say, I have to give them props. Very good challenge. But yeah, I think people might find it interesting. It is a good game, just to kill time, if nothing else. I'll do that, and of course this one will go through this thing as well. We'll see what's on it. Yeah, stay tuned. I don't know when that will be done, but maybe within the next few weeks there will be stuff coming out. So stay tuned for more, and I'll see you soon. Otaku Ops signing off.